Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We will be presenting The Last Play. The Last Play is an experience based around a legend once heard in New Orleans, Louisiana. The legend revolves around a 1950s theater space, which throughout the decades went through various journeys, and so did the people in it, showcasing the passage of time within the confines of the theater, beginning in mid-20th century and concluding in present times. The experience explores themes of time travel. The whole experience consists of 3 different narration mediums: the virtual reality, the art book, and the website. Aim of this presentation is to show an overview of the production process and afterwards have a Q&A session. This is a list of the content we'll go through today. We'll start off by familiarizing you with the various teams, explaining the world we've created, then getting into the nitty-gritty parts of pre-production and production before we move on to the deliverables, followed by the Q&A session. In total, the team has 16 members, both from the multimedia and the graphic design discipline. Based on each individual's interests, they get to step into the shoes of a role they excel at and potentially develop into. As you can see, they are both individual roles and team-based roles, but regardless, all members had to work together to communicate between themselves for the creation of the best possible outcome. Let's start off with the world itself. Bambi, if you could please step forward to talk about the narrative.
Yes. The narrative starts off in Le Théâtre Intemporel in 1960. At first, the user is in the theater right before its last play begins. Moving on to the same theater 20 years later, it's now dilapidated, but also strangely taken care of by a mysterious woman. Another stop in the journey through time are the ruins of the theater as it is about to be demolished.
Thank you, Bambi. This is a timeline we follow. We start off in 1960, where the theater is active. We move on to either 1980 or 2010, where we see the woman living in the theater, and then we see the theater in ruins ready to be demolished. As for the space, we designed a theater based on the needs of the narrative, while maintaining time period accuracy. These are sub-concept drawings depicting various rooms of the theater. A diversity of characters were developed, whether the roles were grand or not, for this experience. Now, one of our concept artists will step in and talk to you about the process they followed as a team. Chloe?
Our team took the descriptions the world builders and the script writers wrote for each character, and we gave them life through drawings while keeping in mind the corresponding time periods. We initially began with assembling visual references into mood boards for each character in order to best capture their personalities. For example, this character that was previously of a wealthy descent was depicted with an appropriate hairstyle, but later on, when she's homeless, her attire and appearance change, just like her social status did.
Thank you, Chloe. Moving on, we're taking a look at how the 3D models were gathered, prepared, and even made for the experience at times. Christia, our 3D content manager, if you talk us through it.
This is a spreadsheet of the assets gathered throughout pre-production. Depending on the timeline, the assets went through a time period accuracy test after conversing with the art director. Most of the assets were found or bought, but other times were custom-made to fit the narrative's needs. The assets then were transferred in Unity. After materials were placed, they were checked for compatibility and organized in prefab formats so that the level designers could place them in space.
Thank you, Christia. As for level design, Stalo, please step forward.
Yes, our team was in charge of making the top-down architectural drawing into a 3D space. And after completing the space, we place assets into the 3D theater based on the concept art. And throughout this process of making the virtual world, we had back and forth communication with the art director and the 3D content manager to ensure consistency in each individual timeline when it comes to aesthetics.
Thank you, Stalo. Bambis, again, as our main world builder, if you briefly talk about character design.
Yes, well, based on concept drawings of the main characters, the 3D creation of model lookalikes was made with the help of Character Creator 3, which is a character generating and customizing program. The characters were positioned in space, frozen mid-act, capturing their gestures, expressions, and emotions caught in time.
Thank you. Based on the concept of people being frozen in time in the theater space, we chose to use dialogue as our main narration medium. Overall, there were about 30 dialogues that needed a voice. In our search for people fluent in English, there was a casting period where we tried various folks for various characters. Due to the coronavirus situation, at times we were unable to record in a studio, but regardless, the voice actors were instructed how to record in ways where the audio was up to standards. Stefane, if you talk us through sound design and music.
Hello everyone. My main focus was editing the voiceovers and sound effects in a way which enhances the feeling of being in a large space while maintaining the concept of people being captured in memories and frozen by time. To achieve that, I used effects such as echo and reverb highlighting the memories. As for the music, original compositions were created based on the emotions we wanted to convey to our users, creating characteristic individual pieces for each timeline of the experience.
Thank you, Stefane. Moving on, the graphic design team had to work along the lines of maintaining an era-appropriate aesthetic, both inside and out of the virtual world. Sasha and Marilena, if you would tell us about your team's process.
Hi, my team did research on the theater scene of New Orleans in the 1960s, exploring signs, posters, and tickets, which led us to choose typefaces and a color palette. After such decisions, we made tickets, posters, and a logo of our own.
While props like graffitis were created for the virtual world, as for social media and the promotion of our experience, we wanted to maintain mystery. That's why we chose to embody the theater owner as if he organized the exhibition.
Thank you, Marilena and Sasha. Entering the production period of the three mediums, we'll start off with the VR experience. Let's hear from our Unity generalist. Go ahead, Konstantinos.
Production phase. I had done the implementation that will be the coding, shading, interactions. Also, I had to make sure that the game doesn't only look good, but runs smooth. So there had to be some optimization along the way. Thank you.
Thank you, Konstantino. Moving on to the website. The website serves as a teaser of sorts, while also giving extra insight for characters. We'll hear from Fanis, our web developer, for the details.
Hello, everyone. So the website serves multiple purposes. Having created the VR experience, for one to try it, they have to either have a VR equipment or go to the physical exhibition we are hosting this weekend. So through the website, we expose a sample of our work to the public, which they can directly experience on their personal computer. And we also expose a booking system where people can book their tickets for the physical exhibition. The website is built using modern web technologies and it is supported on desktop and mobile. We used 3D assets, which are also used in the VR experience, and managed to reduce file sizes to minimum, so the website is fast to load. Other than that, we recorded voiceovers, which are played when the user inspects an item in the scene. And as for the UX UI design, the website follows design principles and conventions to enhance user experience and reduce cognitive load. You can visit our website on thelastplay.online.
And this is a QR code you can scan to go directly to it. Thank you, Fanny. As for the art book, even though art books usually are pretty standardized when it comes to content, they pretty much showcase concept art and characters, we chose to include it into the narrative as a storytelling medium, which enhances the experience as a whole. What I mean by this is that the art book was transformed into the journal and investigation of a user that already experienced the VR, written as if the person is currently walking through through the Witcher world while writing down their impressions, thoughts, and continuation, placing pieces of the puzzle together, making the whole picture clearer and clearer bit by bit. Margarita, our art director, will talk further.
Greetings from me. The art book was a collaboration between scriptwriters, concept artists, and graphic designers. The scriptwriters started by writing out the content. The concept artists provided already existing art, but also new material to enhance the journal-like appearance that we wanted. And the graphic designers were in charge of the layout and the handwritten aesthetic, as well as printing and binding the book.
These are some pages of the art book. Thank you, thank you, Margarita. We'll move on. So here are the final products. We'll start off with the VR itself. We have some snapshots of the space with the characters in place throughout different timelines as well. This is the website that mimics the VR world, as you can see now side by side. This is the booking system we've mentioned previously, which has been sold out, but we'll talk further about later on about a date we'll be opening up again. And this is the art book, which you can find at our exhibit space if you do visit us. And this is a sneak peek into our exhibition space. You can scan the QR code to go and book your tickets. But sadly, when we did this, it was still not sold out, but now it is. But we will open up again on the 26th of this month from 3 to 8. So you are welcome to join us here in the Blue Pearl. That's it. So we can move on to any questions that popped up during the process. So we'll hear from you now. Thank you.